Hey kids, Alan here in the Nerdery. Well, this past weekend, Trump had a Nazi rally. I know everyone on the right's going to say, "It was a Nazi rally. It was a night of love." You know what? If it looks like a Nazi rally, sounds like a Nazi rally, smells like a Nazi rally, it's a fucking Nazi rally. The funniest thing, even though it wasn't really funny, but the funniest thing about the whole lineup of speakers that they had for this rally, Nazi rally, calling it what it is, prove me wrong. You can't. So I'm going to keep calling it a Nazi rally. Anyway, you know, Kamala, when she had her town hall with Anderson Cooper last week, and he asked her point blank, "Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?" And her answer was yes. Yes, I do. Flat out. Full stop. Then John Kelly does an interview. He should be doing a press conference so he can field questions. But he does an interview, and it's on audio, and he also says Trump is a fascist. Mark Milley, the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff under Trump, says Trump is a fascist. And the right then hover and rush, fly to all the news outlets and say, that kind of language shows division and isn't called for in this country. That kind of language calling Donald Trump Hitler, calling the GOP a bunch of fascists, well, that's gonna incite violence. Really? Those two words, Hitler, fascist, that's what's gonna incite all the violence? You guys all talk about peace and love, right? There, you maggots. All about peace and love, huh? Well, let's look at some let's look at some lowlights from that Nazi rally, shall we?
But the last thing we're going to fix, and it's a big one. You see, I got 3 kids. They're all boys. And I'll be damned if you're going to have some school tell my boys that they can now be girls. Not on my watch. Not on the watch of Donald Trump. I can promise you that.
Premier, thank you for coming out for President Trump. My gosh,
yes.
The leader of North Korea.
Yes, that's right.
What are your thoughts on today, my friend, regarding President Trump?
I'm endorsing Donald Trump as Supreme Leader of the United States.
We have the Supreme Leader of North Korea endorsing President Trump in the United States here.
He won't be the president, he'll be the Supreme Leader. And with him in power, there'll be no more elections. No need to get up on a Tuesday and go vote. He will tell you what to do and you will do it, just like my country.
This election has to be more than a victory. It needs to be a landslide. We need to slaughter this other people. We need to bring 100 million votes to Donald Trump. She's a fake. I'm not here to invalidate her. She's a fake, a fraud. She's a pretender. Her and her pimp handlers will destroy our country.
You got homeless and veterans, Americans sleeping in their own feces on a bench in Central. That Hillary Clinton, huh? What a sick son of a bitch. The whole fucking party, a bunch of degenerates, lowlives, Jew haters, and lowlives. Every one of them. Every one of them.
You guys are awesome. Honestly, this is like...
The cartels are gone. The criminal migrants are gone. The gangs are gone. America is for Americans and Americans only. One man. And that man, ladies and gentlemen, that man took a bullet for you. He took a bullet for democracy.
Please welcome our next Commander-in-Chief, my husband, President Donald J. Trump.
Today,
fascist, and Hitler, when applied to Trump, makes us the party of inciting violence and the party of division. But you have these assholes speaking at Madison Square Garden. I don't know why that Rosenthal idiot, Hillary Clinton, that son of a bitch, that fucking bastard, Hillary Clinton. Hey, guess what? Trump's not running against Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton has been out of politics other than endorsing candidates, but as far as any kind of political position or running for office, she hasn't done that. That's been 8 years. 8 years later, you think Hillary's still the opponent? Stupid. And then this other asshole, by the way, this asshole, the one who said, come on, her pimp handlers. So you're saying our vice president's a whore. Well, but how dare we say fascist? And by the way, that asshole is convicted of fraud. Only the best people. And then a majority of the video is going to be about this fucking, wait, time for Don Jr. finger quotes, comedian Tony Hinchcliffe. I know most of you are saying, who the fuck is Tony Hinchcliffe? Exactly. Who the fuck is Tony Hinchcliffe? Well, that's because 90% of Tony Hinchcliffe's office is the bro mob and the MAGA boys. Tony Hinchcliffe got discovered by Joe Rogan. I know. So credible in the unity front. Mr. All About No Conspiracies, Joe Rogan. I'm pretty sure Hinchcliffe got his gig at the Nazi rally on Sunday from his appearance at the Tom Brady roast, where he was able to say racist shit. But since it was a roast, it was just written off as, well, that was the setting. Here, look at this.
It's true. Kevin is so small that when his ancestors picked cotton, they called it deadlifting.
Give it up for the one and only Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yes, hello, good evening, welcome, hello. How about one more time for the filthy little fucking chink that was just up here? While all you fucking race traitors are hooping and hollering, I'm back there watching you puking in a fucking bucket. Oh, we make it a gunpowder. Oh, you want extra soy sauce. Oh, you borrow money from us. And you guys just eating it up, you fucking pussy.
And yes, in a roast setting, you can get away with some of that. Lisa Lampanelli famously, whatever. Racism is not good anywhere, but he got away with it in that context. And everyone thought, well, it was just, he made those jokes because it was a roast. But then he gets up at the Nazi rally and says stuff like this.
When it comes to Israel and Palestine, we're all thinking the same thing. Settle your stuff already. Best out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors. You know the Palestinians are going to throw rock every time. But you also know the Jews have a hard time throwing that paper. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're having fun now. We're cooking. Hillary Clinton said that this is a Nazi rally here today. Can you believe that? For the most anti-war president of my entire lifetime, and she calls him Hitler. Let me remind you, Hillary, it was your husband who shot innocent people, or as he called them, interns. Yeah, Hillary, I bet you did not see that one coming.
And says stuff like this.
All right. Heck yeah. It's a cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that? A lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm just kidding. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome.
And follows it with bullshit like this.
The other side's got a lot of crazy endorsements. Swift, Eminem, Leo DiCaprio, Beyonce. Every day the Democratic Party looks more and more like a P. Diddy party. Oh. Believe it or not, people, I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this. It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies, too. Just know that. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country. Republicans are the party with a good sense of humor. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
Floating island of garbage. And it's called Puerto Rico. Me and my black friend, we carved watermelons. People that aren't white are stupid because black. What a racist hack piece of shit. You're not a comedian. Dude, I was a comedian for 6 years back in the 80s and 90s. I even traveled, toured, had a couple TV spots. But I was not, honestly, I didn't have the talent to write as quickly as I needed to maintain that career. So I got out. Rather than become a hack, I got out. I stopped. Came home and got a real job. I made decent money as a comedian, but I felt, as somebody with common sense, or, you know, somebody who lives in reality, that it was not fair to keep taking money from these clubs where, you know, if I went back a year later and the clubs, a lot of the same audience showed up from last year, and I really didn't have that much new material, I thought that was bullshit on my part. So I stopped. Maybe you should consider it too. Because at least when I stopped writing, what I was writing was actually fucking funny. Unlike your bullshit. Carving watermelons. Welcoming immigrants with open arms. Like this, yeah. Listen, asshole. Being a shock comment doesn't gain you notoriety. And what notoriety it gains you is not the kind of notoriety you should be seeking. Ask Andrew Dice Clay how long his shtick, his racist, misogynist shtick lasted. He rode high for a few years, but that shit caught up to him. And you are not an inkling as funny as Andrew Dice Clay was. You know, again, this is the party that when we say Hitler, fascist, they get their panties in a bunch and they go around going, how dare the Democrats talk like that? They're just going to show division. They're just going to create violence. That's all your party does, you fucking hypocrites. Again, and I've said this over and over, I'll keep saying it until election day has come and gone and I can actually start making videos about shit I want to talk about. But right now, our country is in goddamn danger. And so I am compelled to make videos like this for now. But don't call him fascist or Hitler, you're showing violence. Really? You guys literally just called VP Harris a whore and made jokes about anybody that isn't white. You had anti-Semite jokes in there, anti-Hispanic jokes in there, anti-black jokes in there. But we're the party sowing hate and division. Yeah, explain that one to me. Anyway, what do you think? If you want to talk it out, let's talk it out. Down there in the comments is the place to do it. Otherwise, I encourage you again, as always, to vote blue all the way up and down the ballot. I voted Friday before last, happily voted blue all the way down the ballot, because I'll tell you what, until the stain of MAGA is removed from our country permanently, and I have voted for Republicans in the past. I research when I vote. That's always been me. So I have voted for Republicans in the past when I did my research and they turned out to be the better candidate. The problem is, Republican Party right now does not throw out better candidates. They throw out MAGA flunkies with no agenda, no platform, no policy ideas. Just your whole hateful bullshit that you spout all the time. So again, vote blue. We got to save democracy, kids. This is our democracy. This is our country. If you like living with the freedoms that we have in this country, then you better fucking vote blue. Because Project 2025 is poised and ready so that if Mangina Neck Mussolini gets elected next week, they're ready to swoop in and fuck everybody, except for the rich, white, male Christians. Everybody else is fucked. So vote blue, kids. Like your life depends on it, because it kind of does. Till next time, be safe, be good to each other. See you later.